I'm Shakelah. I'm in college at Eastern. I'm in school for psychology. So I'm gonna give you a little background rundown. Let's say from eighth grade until my sophomore year of high school, I was just in nothing but trouble. A lot of trouble. You know, I look at it now as like an accomplishment because, who gets in that much trouble and still make it this far? Yeah, me. I do. Me. Okay, bear with me. I'm kind of nervous. I haven't talked in front of people in like some years. Okay. Let turn this way. Can y'all still hear me back here? Okay, perfect. Everything started very tragically, in my opinion. I was coming from a college prep high school. Something a lot of children in my neighborhood is not familiar with. So I was coming from a college prep high school, moving to a neighborhood school that was known for a lot of violence, killing, robbing. I went to Northwestern High School. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Okay. My mother wanted me closer to home, so I left the school that I was in from middle school in my freshman year, and I went to Northwestern my 10th grade year. I just got to a new school, and I was already put out in October. So when I immediately got there, I clicked with the wrong crowds. Me not knowing how stuff was before I got there made it way worse, and it put me in a difficult situation. Now that I look back at these altercations, like I feel like they were very petty and pointless. It was nothing but drama. It started off with just girls walking around the school and bumping each other and talking slick, and then people bringing family into it, and then fighting, and yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Now, the thing that got me. Let's go back into the beginning. I said I was put out in October. This is the beginning of my 10th grade year. The thing that got me in trouble is what we call the fifth floor riot. It was two groups of friends yelling at each other. It was a lot of back and forth. It was no physical altercations. But the security came and maced both groups. I was suspended for 10 days and I went back. They did try to have a restorative justice meeting, but it really didn't justify anything. It wasn't restored. The issue was never resolved. It honestly got worse. The drama continued. They expelled two girls, then one by one, more started to leave, but never the person that was actually starting it. They said I was a ringleader, so they put me up for expulsion in October. This is after I already came back from suspension after 10 days, and after we already had the meeting, and after we tried to restore everything. This is at the point where everything had gotten worse. And that's when my mom went to the Student Advocacy Center. Let's start off by saying this is dope. Like, who do you know that just advocates for children who cannot advocate for themselves? Like, who puts this much effort into making sure every child can get an education and to prosper? I just love it. I really do. Okay. This is Shaquille. This is my advocate. Like, I'm not in high school no more, but I still be talking to her because this is like she's been with me since 10th grade year. I'm now 18. So we've been together for a few years. Okay. My mom called the advocacy program. Shaquille, my advocate, she made a phone call to the central office and they put a stop to it. It was an overwhelming process. Nobody wants to go through it. And I was happy to be back in school. I had a change of mindset. I wasn't going to let none of that stuff happen again. I didn't want to hang with the wrong people. Things were going so well. And then something happened again in May. I had weed in my pockets at school and the security found it. Crazy thing is security never searched people. They will always just let us go through the metal detectors. But apparently these securities just searched me this day and found weed on me. And at that moment, they let me know that I was going to be expelled. So I already knew like the route it was going and I knew how it was going to go. Called Shakelah again, called her again. By this time, we had to have a hearing and we all prepared for it. Well, she prepared me for it more so in depth because I didn't know what I was walking myself into. She helped me explain my side of the story and how certain things was an accident. In the end, the expulsion was avoided and I was allowed to go back to school the following year, but I had to enter into a new school district. I ultimately decided to go to a charter school. So my 11th and 12th grade year was smooth. Like my 11th grade year, I made all A's and B's, played sports. My senior year was smooth except one thing. I sent this is COVID year. I sent my teacher an email and it came off inappropriately. So the route that was, I really don't remember what was said, but it put my prom and my graduation on hold. Like I wasn't going to be able to attend either one. So this is around the time where I didn't did a 360 turnaround. I put my all into it and I just feel defeated. I was heated. It's like it was so hard to get to this point. And this is literally 2 days before prom and a week before graduation. I called Shakelah again. But this time she couldn't advocate for me. It was out of her hands. So she convinced me to advocate for myself. And I went up the chain of command and I called the chartering agency. At first, I didn't hear anything and I called as many times as I can. Somebody told me to leave as many messages as needed in order for somebody to reach me back. And in an hour, I did get reached back by someone and it worked. I was able to go to prom. And if that went well, I could also go to graduation. And ultimately, I walked the stage. It felt really great. I felt accomplished. Like, after having somebody advocating for me and giving me all wisdom, Shakelah put me in a position to advocate for myself. I thought about a lot when I graduated. My father is dead, so I thought about that. I am a first generation, so I thought about that. First to go and first to stay. Without an advocate and the student advocacy program, I wouldn't be in college at all. I will still be here repeating classes, probably, back in my senior year. We go keep that low. Advocates are very important. They have a lot of people who are wrongly accused. Accidents happen, kids put in difficult situations, and it feels like administration just wants to kick them to the curb. But advocates are there for you and they give you a shoulder to lean on. I know so many people who ain't walk across the stage with me. They weren't given a second chance. Information about the advocacy program should be plastered everywhere. A lot of kids need this kind of help. In the beginning, everything started out tragically, but ended with me advocating for myself. Now I graduated and I'm in college.